Hi again. Well, I came back because, like with all things new, now I'm obsessed. Although I still don't exactly know how all these clips and thingamajigs in the back work as far as like getting everything all lined up. Dishes are done. I even put a wax melt on in the back. But unlike our friend, I have like two of those, not 200. My favorite scent in the world, I mean, until I change my mind again, currently is I can't always find it in stores and drugstores, but it's orange. Wait, not orange vanilla. Cinnamon orange? Cinnamon vanilla? I'm sorry. No, it's orange cinnamon. But it doesn't have a strong cinnamon scent. It's a very gentle, but it's such a relaxing scent. It actually does relax me. There's certain smells I can't stand. I have chemical sensitivity, so I can't even wander around like Bath and Body Works really very much. Way less than most people do. I have a handful of favorite perfumes that I wear, and I rotate them. And I like certain scents, but not too sweet, not too powdery, not too floral. I like gentle rose. I like a rose vanilla. I did not come on here to talk about the damn wax melt. I came on to talk about the fact that I'm not on a diet. I'm not on a weight loss journey. I probably should be, but that whole phraseology has been ruined for me by the YouTube phenomenon of broadcasting your successes and failures. I see it on more of a continuum, more like this, but you're still going in the right direction. Than these fast starts and then fast stops and then crashing dismal failures and binges. And I was just kind of thinking today about what the whole concept of a binge means for someone who I kind of do consider myself a food addict, and I've battled with obesity literally my entire life in varying degrees. And if I wasn't like actively obese, I was still obsessing in some way, shape, or form about my body and weight. And even when I got to what I would now consider a thin weight for my body shape and height, even when I was that, I remember writing in my journal at the time, oh, I just need to lose 19 pounds more. I just need to lose 19 more. I'm still horrible and ugly and deformed. And I was very, very mean to myself as a young adult and teenager and child too. Because I really have always been big, and I'm not even like uncomfortable being my size as far as like my identity, but health wise, now that I'm 52, and this is the comment I made that led to so much controversy on that stupid Tess Holiday thing on Instagram was, because she's beautiful and she's a model and she's young and she's very obese, but because she's found success as a model, it's like, oh, there's nothing wrong with being obese and don't ever assume someone's not healthy and I'm healthy. And I didn't get into it, anything where I tore her down, but it reminded me so much of like when Amber Lynn says things like, well, my doctor says I'm healthy. I'm big but healthy. And like that time a year or so ago when she told Becky, like, I got all my tests back, babe, my blood labs, and I'm healthy, I'm fine. It's like, on no planet are you healthy at over 500 pounds or over 400 pounds or over 300 pounds. And even if you were 300 pounds and you went to the doctor and there were no problems yet, it's a very big yet because there's not a lot of old people in this world walking around at 3, 4, 5, 600 pounds. Statistically, it's like mathematically a fact. So what I had said to Tess Holiday, and I mentioned this in a previous video, was I said, none of this will be so cute or funny when you're my age and still battling with weight. And oh, did they come for me. I mean, they came for me. I got called the C word. I got compared to a pedophile for some reason, unbeknownst to me. I'm anti-woman and I'm fat shaming, I'm body shaming, I must really hate myself and I don't have a life and wow, it was wild. But I did get a handful of people that were kind of applauding my honesty and my ability to stand up to a so-called celebrity. I don't consider her a celebrity, but My point to all this was talking about food and binging and food addictions and my daily struggle with it, which is why I sometimes feel a little bad at myself, or I question whether or not I'm a hypocrite for kind of dragging Amber Lynn. Um, I don't pretend to be a weight loss channel. I sometimes think about turning this in that direction, but I also have seen firsthand the train wreck that that can turn into. But I will say that when I'm mindfully eating and when I'm planning my meals and I'm really conscious of what I'm doing and I'm taking time to think about portions and flavors and the colors on my plate and the proper food groups and stuff, the ratios of carbs to fat to protein, when I'm eating mindfully, and I guess now the term is intuitive eating, there's always a new catchphrase, but I do feel better and I don't weigh myself. I stay off the scale. I can tell within a day or two when I've been overindulging because it shows instantly, like in my face and my neck and stuff. And then as soon as I get myself back on track, my own personal track, not like a plan or anything, I just feel better. I feel my body doesn't hurt that much. I feel more energetic. I feel more kind of pulled together. I can go and try clothes on or buy clothes and not be filled with self-loathing, which is a great feeling. And I'm not on that emotional roller coaster when I'm just simply respecting my body. And it comes down to self-respect and self-love. And that's why when people say they're body positive because they're nude modeling at 400 pounds or whatever, I think that's a form of delusion. I'm not saying that nobody should love themselves at whatever weight. I'm saying that if someone loves themselves, then you respect your body because that's what you live in. For Amberlyn Reed to have these torrid hauls because like, oh, I love cute clothes and I want to look cute and this is cute and that's cute and everything's super cute. It's like, if you can't even move your body and you're not leaving your house to show the cute top or the earrings or whatever, I don't know how you can not think that's delusional. I mean, obviously if someone's delusional, they don't know they are, but to the rest of us, it's like, it's such a wake-up call for me to not slip back into my own bad eating habits. And for anyone new to my channel, I had weight loss surgery in 2001. I was out of control. I was pre-diabetic. I was insulin resistant. I had all kinds of things going on with my thyroid, and I was like steadily gaining. It wasn't just like, oh, I had my baby and then like 10 or 15 pounds. It was like I had my son. I was already overweight. I'm never comfortable saying the numbers. I'm sorry, guys. I will tell you my top weight before I had the surgery. But when I realized I was gaining like 2 or 3 pounds a week, and I didn't think I was overeating. That's where the delusion comes from, and that's why I can kind of see it in other people. I never thought I was binging. It was just like the way I ate. It was just that I was always hungry, and I knew what would fill me up and what made me feel satiated and what felt good to eat. I had my trigger foods, and they were like ice cream, donut holes, Oreos, and I think pizza. I think those were kind of like my go-tos. But I wasn't sitting down eating like a gallon of ice cream or an entire pizza or like I could definitely consume like a 25 box of Dunkin' Donut munchkins. I would like walk in a snowstorm for those things, almost literally. But I was like really getting up there, creeping close to 300 pounds. And that's why I decided to contact my insurance company and my primary care physician and had to jump through the required hoops and the testing and stuff. But I wound up being approved for surgery when I was 295. The weight started to come off at the rate of like a pound a day. I lost a bunch of weight. I got down to like a size 13, 14, and I was 5'9", and I'm big boned, as you can see. And I was looking good, feeling good, but never made peace with my inner relationship with food or my own self-image or my sexuality or all these things that like tie in. So to just try to attack it with food or like, well, I've got this problem and I'm obese and guess what? There's 8,000 diets to choose from. So I'm just going to go on a diet. And, you can say that in a moment and actually mean it and have a plan and buy the stuff and buy the shakes and buy the pills. But the minute you're going to come up against an emotion, which is what you always tried to eat away or shop away or fuck away or, you know, shop, eating, drinking. Yeah, I've kind of done all of them. And I was a relationship hopper back in the day. I wasn't like a sex fiend, but just always searching, always trying to fill up that emptiness within, whether it was alcohol, a man, a new handbag, food, this feeling of emptiness all the time. And so, in that sense, while I say I don't pity Amberlynn, I do relate to that feeling of inner emptiness. Um, I really admire people who can be minimalists. I admire people that have the discipline to stay on a healthy eating plan, not a diet, but just eating with self-respect and like working out or taking walks or, you know, there's a difference between buying a pair of sneakers and then putting the sneakers on at 7 in the morning and walking. Now I live across from a beautiful lake, about half to two-thirds of which is surrounded by walking trails. I've lived here almost 4 years now. You know how many times I've taken advantage of walking around the lake, which is like a perfect 2 mile loop? Maybe five, you know? And so it's like, yeah, I'm a fat ass now. I know I am. And I'm menopausal and I've got thyroid disease, so it makes it even harder for the weight to come off. But with a little bit of introspection and self-awareness, I can know like what I do need to do to lose it. And it's not going to come off overnight. And I'm not positive what my starting weight is, but I am definitely well over 200 pounds. I will say that, you guys. I don't pretend to be thin. My goal weight is to be about 180, 185, and I actually look really damn good at 200. But for my health and my heart and blood pressure, which is still normal and everything, but just, for the sake of my joints and getting around and all the physical things that are demanded of me in my job, it would be so great to be like a size 14 again instead of an 18-20 or like a torrid 2. Some torrid things are like a 3, which is why when Amberlynn Reed says she's in a 4 or 5, I'm like, okay, girl. So I don't like where I'm at, but I kind of came on to say, in a really roundabout way, that I felt great today because of eating really well. I wasn't on a diet. I wasn't trying to count calories or carbs or anything, but I decided what I wanted to eat and I kind of just cut it in half. This morning I had one slice of bread. I'm not anti-bread. I ate a slice of toasted 21 grain bread. The brand is Dave's Killer Bread, which I love. Put a little Irish butter on that bad boy. Had one free range, like organic brown egg on that and my coffee. And I was so satisfied. A few hours later, I was at work. I had a yogurt. I was satisfied. And then dinner, which I made for everyone, which I also partook in. I partook in it. Was some salmon that I made a nice, like a honey lemon mustard kind of a glaze for, and green beans steamed, and sweet potatoes, which I did prepare with butter and a little brown sugar, and they were delicious. But I ate like a normal size portion. And then I had some coffee later and a small Rice Krispie bar, like a Rice Krispie treat. So like none of that is diet food, because I will still have a cookie or a piece of holiday chocolate or a few donut holes once in a while. But it feels so good now to not feel enslaved to the food, which I kind of was before my surgery. And to this day, I don't really know where I would be. Whoops, I don't know why my alarm is going off. I'm trying to say that I can relate to what it feels like to be a food addict because I compare it directly also to being a recovering alcoholic. And so when I watch Amberlynn Reed, I see a person in active addiction. And it would be no different if she was doing a mukbang or guzzling a fifth of Jack Daniels or had a needle in her arm or was going out and spending, which I guess isn't that bad if you do have the money, but it's always trying to fill a void. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about like food and weight issues and trying to overcome my fear of getting on my own scale because I have an idea in my mind of what I weigh. And while I'm not thrilled with it, I'd rather weigh this than something that could be the reality. And I'm going to be 53 on May 5th. And I need to lose weight, like for my own health, But it's slow and steady. It's like a pound or two a week, and I figure the time is going to go by anyway. So if I can lose 52 pounds in a year, that's a pound a week. That year is going to go by anyway. There's 52 weeks in a year. And that's about what I'd like to lose, I think, which is interesting because I'm 52 years old. And plus, I'm vain enough to worry about how I look. Let's just put that out there. I don't want my face to look this round. I'm sick of the double chin. And, I want to look a little younger and move around better, keep up with my grandchildren who are now 2.5 and almost 6 months. Wait, when was he born? He's 5 months, I'm sorry. I felt so good eating those green beans tonight. Like when I was steaming them and I smelled that kind of healthy green scent, if that makes any sense. It tasted so good, and the vibrancy of the sweet potato and the delicious moistness of like the fish. And I'm thinking, why would I ever not eat this? Like, to me, it tastes so much better than a burger and fries or pizza or garbage Chinese food. Or I wish everybody that's struggling with fast food addictions would realize that like fresh, delicious food that fills you up is really good. I mean, I don't mean to sound luxury or preachy. Maybe that's just me. I just don't really like fast food. I do like a really good pizza once in a while, but like burgers and fries don't do it for me. Taco Bell is disgusting. There's a lot my belly can't handle anymore since my weight loss surgery. And luckily, I'm not really even physically able to binge, whatever we want to call a binge. Just for fun, I feel like changing. No, it's too harsh. It needs to be low. Blue light. Gold light. I think I like the gold light. Sorry I'm flashing you guys. I still like my tattoo. Did my nails today myself. I can't afford manicures and stuff. I just did these at work. And this is my other tattoo. It's a bow to remind myself that every day is a gift, and, to be present. Get it? Present. And then I have this tattoo. Whoops, let me show you. It's 3 little stars for me and my 2 kids. I've got a Taurus the Bull symbol on my back. I've got a Hello Kitty with a couple of like flowers and mushrooms on my foot. I have a big peacock feather, like quill pen type thing on my other calf. And my feather here that says "Let It Be," which I don't like how that one came out. But I really like this one. I think this is my favorite. I rambled on enough. Sabina, your video tonight touched my heart. I was almost crying. And like you're my muse, you're my mentor. You should be doing like TED Talks. What you said about being bullied at work and in relationships and in marriages and dealing with toxic people and loving yourself enough to stand up for yourself really spoke to the deepest part of my heart. And I'm a little ashamed of myself that I'm not quite there yet, because I have so much fear about confrontation. And I have a past of a lot of PTSD, which is also why it's hard for me sometimes to make eye contact. I tend to dart around a lot. People have told me, like, you don't make eye contact, you're nervous. And people scare me, and I don't like that about myself. I don't like how easily intimidated I am. And there's a lot of people I need to stand up to in my life, actually. And thank you from the bottom of my heart in your video tonight for reminding me of that and the importance of self-love and protecting your boundaries and abolishing all that toxicity, the toxic energy. So that's it. Another total ramble. Too many videos today. I'm not living by any kind of rules about it. But now I might even be posting more. Look out, because I've got the damn ring light and the tripod. So I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling healthy. I'm going to try to work on the sleeping schedule, the sleeping patterns and habits, and keep the phone away from my nightstand, because it's a constant, because that's another addiction too. Let's face it. A lot of negative energy to dispel. So that's it for now. Thanks for listening, and please hit like and subscribe and tell me your comments and feelings and thoughts and how you relate to what I've said maybe and how you resonate. And your feelings and opinions mean a lot to me. I consider you all friends. Peace out for now. Take care.